noodle, so she's like real fluffy and like kind of like afro-y. Like it's
not about the shaving, about the PJ picture. He would tell me.
Yeah, they're like red and well, you know what? They match that mask I had on at Disney. I had to buy like 4 of those. So PJs, which match the dog. Hello, everybody. By the way, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
We're talking about PJs and masks
and Christmas pictures.
Okay, yeah. I think I can reset this camera. Let me show you. Hang on. Let's see if I can do it. She's right behind me. She always sleeps right behind me when I podcast. Let me see. Oh, she just woke up. She knew I was talking about her.
Oh, hi, baby.
Right? She doesn't have any fur.
Oh,
she's bald.
Hi, baby. I got my baby right here.
She's bald.
She's chewing. She's chewing on a bone. My baby.
With her big underbite.
Yeah, Daisy. Daisy boo.
Hey.
I'm
gonna cheer like that.
There we go. Yeah.
Which way do I need to go? I'm so terrible at this camera. And go this way. Somebody sneaking up on me. I hear somebody just came out of a room. You want to come on show, Pam? No. Pam, let's do 5 minutes of how your day was with virtual alerting.
Jake, I'm gonna mute you. This is warning number 1.
Yeah, I heard her say this morning right before we went up to lunch because I was working and she was working. We stopped at 11:30 to have lunch, and she's like, "Oh, it's like what? I gave the wrong page number on my assignment, and all the kids did the wrong math assignment. And I got to do it again."
Oh no!
That's 2020. You'll be fine.
Yeah, there was an F-bomb dropped in Hannah's class. It wasn't her.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch
it. And it wasn't a child.
Exactly. The parents will get in the background. You never know what you'll hear. It's so true. It is great. Yeah, because Pam has a couple of kids like that are at daycare centers, and like and she says they're doing really well, even though like she says like when they unmute their mic, it's just like it's like being at Disney World. She's like, it's like, and she's like, how do these kids?
Oh my God.
But they're still able, they put their little headphones in and they focus. I mean, she's like, it's a miracle. Like they're working hard because, they're at a daycare center sitting at like a cafeteria table.
That takes a level of concentration that most adults don't have.
Oh, dude, if I'm down here, and I'm in
the
basement, like if there's like some kind of tapping up, like because she's contact traced, so she's home now. So if she's like upstairs, like, doing a workout or something, I'm like, knock it off. Like I got to focus here for a second. Like, stop.
If I play a podcast while I'm working,
I can't.
It'll be 2 hours later, and I'll have no idea what I've listened to for the past 2 hours. Like I don't even hear it.
That's same. That's why I can't listen to podcasts while I work.
No, me neither. I can't either.
Like now, podcasts are great when I'm running because that's the only thing I have to think about. So, but yeah, I can't when I'm working. But you guys all can listen to podcasts while you work. We encourage that. Just
we like it when y'all do. I just can't. It's so bad.
Yes. Good evening, Day and Alfred, Rhonda, George, Jeff, Michael, Margie. Okay, here we go. This is 1816. Big announcement coming for at least 2 people. Here we go.
It's me.
Oh, dang, I just hit record and then I got it's me on the beginning of it and I'll forget to edit it out. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Dang. Why am I cold? 1816. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 1816 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you are doing well in this busy time of the year. Christmas will be upon us here in just about a week from this point, and happy Hanukkah to all those celebrating as you're in the middle of the celebration there, and we love that. So whatever you're celebrating this year, hope you're taking the time to enjoy time with friends and family, and we're so glad to be a part of your day here today as we answer your listener questions about all kinds of Disney topics. So joining me today, you can catch her over at themouseforless.com, but you will not catch her on eBay. Apparently she's been banned. We have Ricky. Ricky, stay away from eBay. Quit it.
Apparently, I have been banned off of eBay, and I can't figure out why.
And I like a great 80s retro song. Banned from eBay.
I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. I didn't do anything wrong, so I'm so confused.
That's what they all say. Just remember, if you see at Ricky Nibs the seller, do not buy. Do not buy. Buyer beware.
I promise I'm not selling anything. I'm trying to buy something. So yeah, that's the part that sucks. I'm trying to buy something. Anyway.
You are not right. That's so funny.
Nope.
All right. Also joining us, we have the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forester. And Pam, we had a conversation before we started recording about some awesome thin little patty hamburgers. And then I put it all together. You're a Pittsburgher who's great with hamburgers. That's a pretty awesome combination. Happy Wednesday.
Well, I don't really cook them, so it's Steve. This is in Steve's repertoire of things he can cook. It consists of toast, pancakes, eggs. He can do an over easy egg really well. He can do a scrambled egg well. He can actually do an omelet pretty well too. Oh. I know, right? And now the real thin burgers. So this rounds out the thing that Steve. Oh, and he's good on the grill, like a steak on the grill. He's good, stuff like that. So. I've
heard that, and I don't have one. It's out of my price range for something that we only use 4 or 5 times a year, like our barbecue pit. But there's a Traeger barbecue grill. I think that might be right up Steve's alley. I'm just saying, it's before the holidays. I've only heard good things about this thing called the Traeger. It's got like little
pellets. My dad has one. Yeah,
people rave about these things on these shows I listen to, these podcasts.
So it's funny, Steve. So a while back, I bought him. Whatever, the regular propane grill, the gas grill, I forget which one. They're the ones that everyone really likes. Weber grill. He loves that. He has a smoke thingy do. We have a fire pit. We have one of those heating things that is out. I mean, I do not need one more thing to fit on the deck. I'm just saying, we have a big deck and I'm running out of room. There are 2 levels to it, just a little bit in between, but still I'm yeah, we can't have anything else up on the deck. Oh, he also wants one of those green egg things.
Yeah, the big green egg. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yes. So please, I'm not even going to tell him that. Hopefully he won't listen to this episode.
Well, that's it. You could start your own outdoor, the outdoor dining may still be big in the spring. You could have a little backyard outdoor dining, smoke shack or something.
Yeah. If cruises don't start soon, I'm probably going to have to start looking for some other kind of job. So
we're all looking for that side hustle. You need a Traeger. Exactly. All right. Hey, before we get into today's listener questions, we have some Ask Them live here in the chat as well. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, we have an announcement. Of course, we were down at Give Kids the World here about 10 days ago at this point. Thanks again to everybody who was a part of the show, who donated to us items, monetary donations to the village. It was amazing. Over $26,000 raised because of your generosity. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. And we had a couple of I don't know, donation levels or combos. Ricky, you can explain it, because I just edited the show for this coming Monday, and it's that hour 2 where the ornaments were coming like it was PVC, and we're trying to keep up with all this stuff coming in, coming out. We had the Belle and the Beast and all the big Beauty and the Beast character. It was just nuts. I was listening to it today. So, but one of the things we had, you could get into a raffle for some big Disney gift cards. So we're going to announce that, but how did this all go down, and how did these folks win these cards?
Yeah, so if you made a donation of $100 or more, you were put into the raffle to get a $125 gift card for Disney, which is pretty awesome. And then if you made a donation of $75, or no, not $75, $50 to $99, you got put in the raffle for a $75 gift card, which is also pretty awesome. So yeah,
we give these suckers away because we know who they probably know who they are, because they got an email right away.
They definitely know who they are. Yes, at this point.
In perfect Be Our Guest podcast fashion, we record on Mondays. I got the email Monday night.
Correct.
One, he's like, oh, I gotta sit on this for a whole week, but the $75 Disney gift card is going to Christina B, who's down in Texas.
Yay!
One of my great guests at the Magic for Less. I love it. We get to work together on her trips. So she has $75 going her way right in time for the holidays. So use that for gifts on Shop Disney, or save it for your trip. Use it on your next trip. And then our $125 Disney gift card goes to listener James, who I don't know where James is from, but he knows because he got the email. So James and Christina and everybody, thank you so much for your support of Give Kids the World. Enjoy those Disney gift cards. And again, thank you to Give Kids the World. Everybody down there for having us, Magical Wishes for Kids, the Magic for Less Travel for sponsoring it all. We had a great time, and I'm missing my Christmas lights. I still, I keep wearing these because if you're watching the video, I have the Christmas lights they gave to us. And look at this. This is my last holdout. If you're watching this, why you gotta watch a video. I still have my Christmas light cookie. Now it is broken. The socket is busted off, but it'll still taste fine. So
There you go.
eat it before Christmas when I get a little desperate.
I know, right?
First question of the day. This one came in 5 days ago, and I've been waiting for 5 days to answer this. Actually, to ask you guys this question. This is so weird. Okay. Jeff from Florida writes, if you could steal one thing from the entire property of Walt Disney World, what would it be?
Oh, no, not that. Sorry.
We are assuming you have all the tools to unhook and detach the item. You have to be able to carry it by yourself to your car. You will not be caught. Steve Hood is not going to chase you, and his new puppy will not rip you apart. So Mike, you cannot say the Millennium Falcon to put in your backyard. You couldn't carry it or put it in your car. My wife wants one of the Mickey head shaped pumpkins that hang from the light poles on Main Street at Halloween. Since Ricky will probably cheat, I will give you two for myself. I want the scrawny dog from the Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
The other is the Figment audio animatronic from Journey into Your Imagination. Now I wonder if he wants the Christmas sweater one, right? I mean, you may as well. If you're gonna go big, go big.
Yeah.
What item would you commit a felony for? Jeff, that's the weirdest question. But hey, we take them. We're here to keep, hopefully we can share a laugh and, maybe 7 to 10 years in the Florida pen together. Who knows? All right, Ricky, what you thinking?
Oh my God.
You know what? I think I told this years ago. One time during Hurricane Charlie, I brought home a big pine cone and I felt like I was being a thief, but it was like this gigantic pine cone that got blown from somewhere during the hurricane. The next morning it was on my balcony. Pop century. It's not balcony. It's at a balcony. It's like a value balcony. It's
a value balcony. Yeah.
It's a huge, communal balcony / a walkway, but it was up there on the top floor. So I'm like, that's special. I'm taking it home, put it in my suitcase. And I think I still have it somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, that's as felonious as I've been at Walt Disney World. But if you could, Ricky, what are you taking?
Oh man, so not Buzzy, because obviously he's already been stolen. I mean, allegedly stolen or not. Okay, so
Is Buzzy behind you?
Yeah, that's Buzzy behind me. Me and that basketball player, we both have a thing for Buzzy. Yeah, apparently no. So I am gonna, Figment was one of the things that I was thinking about, to be perfectly honest. But I think, okay, so they said that I can, I have to carry it out myself, but I can bring a dolly in. So
if you can bring a dolly, okay, go. I guess we're not. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna go with you know what? I won't need a dolly for this. I'm gonna go with Madame Leota. I'm gonna borrow
for eternity.
Yeah, for eternity. Madame Leota. I think that would be really cool. So. But I gotta have the technology to make her work too. So that's coming with me too.
I'd be a little skeptical of taking anything from the Haunted Mansion. That's just bad mojo, right? I mean, I think it'd be like, dude, I stole it and it's from the other world. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm directly going on a path and I'm not going up. As soon as
exactly.
Like the movie Ghost, when those people die and all those things come out of the ground, you'd be done. Madame Leona would be doing it. You do you.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
All right, Pam. Weirdest question ever. What you taking?
So I wanted, and I thought about this because this is something I've actually looked for at different times, and then I, get off that kick. I want something with Walt's signature on it. So I would be willing to take anything that had Walt's signature on it. It doesn't even have to be framed or looking nice or anything. I'd bring it home and have the local frame shop frame it up nicely and stuff like that. But I just think that would be so cool. It's stuff like that I think is just, I don't know, so meaningful to have that actual thing. So that's what I would take.
Thanks, Pam.
Way
to win.
Actually, I have something that I really, really, really want, and I don't think Disney would have a use for it. Okay, and I think that if I had the right connection, I could get this, and I don't even think I'd have to steal it. I don't know. I'd have to really pull some strings, because we know some people. Anyway, and by the way, Joanne down in Florida, she wants the Cinderella Castle from Arribas. Yeah, she's going big.
That's smart. That's a really good one to take. Yeah, that's
pricey.
Yeah,
Very
don't steal a candy bar. If you're gonna go to jail, steal something valuable.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I've taken pictures of this thing many times. I want this thing so bad. I've even talked to Matt Parrish about it, and he's found me one that is so close to what it is, and it was broken, but I almost bought it. It's the terrarium that is in Spaceship Earth in the moon landing scene on your left.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. It's like a floor standing terrarium, and it's
Yeah.
so like late 60s. And like
I think it's
that.
I agreed. So I have so many pictures of this, and the reason why is my stepdad is a psychologist. So when I met him, which was in the 80s, he had a private practice, and he had one of these in the lobby, in the waiting room of this. And he also had that big light, like the huge light that's like curved and has like that thing in it. So we roll up on that scene every time. Like when my mom's in Walt Disney World, she'll send me a picture of the scene. When I'm in Walt Disney World, I'll send her a picture of the scene, because we're like, oh my gosh, it's his office. Like he had these things. So
Walter Cronkite narrating all the welcome to the office.
So true. So anyways, yes.
So bad. And Matt Parrish, because I've talked to him about this. I'm like, dude, because there's I can't believe that I can't find one like on, anywhere like that.
I can't believe it either.
It's a sphere on like a pedestal, and it's hard to find, but he did find me one. It was cracked. It was like $170 if I got cracked one. I was like, if I spend that, my wife will kill me. I mean, like, because it was kind of yellow and stuff, but God, I want that thing so bad. So when they were going to do the refurb, I'm like, I got to talk to somebody, because they're going to just chuck that thing. And I'd like, that would be like, I would have that just dead in the center of my living room. Like I wouldn't even have it like along the edge. You'd be like, walk around the sucker. It's so, and I don't know why, but I love that thing. I do. I don't know. So okay, we're good there. I had a follow up on that. I can't remember what it was. I got distracted. Okay, let's get to the next question. It is from Jasenia Johnson in our live chat. She says, hey, BOGP crew. I emailed the question, but I thought I'd ask here. This is how you get to the top of the line. We're going on a big family trip in November of 2021. It'll be our first time to the world. My husband and I are Disneyland annual pass holders, but are new to Walt Disney World. We're celebrating our 5th anniversary, my parents' 25th, and my in-laws' 40th. And you'll almost be celebrating Walt Disney World's 50th. There's a lot of anniversaries happening. We wanted to know where you would suggest for a celebratory dinner. My parents are foodies and don't love most park food, so we're thinking somewhere in Disney Springs possibly. Ooh. Budget won't be an issue, and wine is a must. Shout out to Robbie Bottoms, who listens out in California. All right, so who I met one time on a Skyliner bucket. Random. I'm getting on a Skyliner bucket. Mike Rollman. Like, dude, I don't even know who you are, but hey, yes, it is. I'm Mike Rollman. But yeah, it was great. Okay, so the milestone anniversaries. Yeah. I know what Pam's gonna say. California girl. This sounds perfect actually for my first timers at Walt Disney World that like wine, that like foodies. I haven't even been there, and I got to say, California girl, right, Pam? I mean, is that where you're going?
No, it's true. So California Grill actually has a really great wine list, and they sell it by the bottle and the glass. They have an extensive list. So that's always a great place for someone who enjoys wine. I think the other thing that makes California Grill so great is whether they're fireworks or not, you get to sit in that dining room that overlooks the Magic Kingdom. And the Magic Kingdom looks fantastic at night. It just does. You get to see, Tomorrowland, I think, sort of stands out because you can see Space Mountain there and all the neon that's in Tomorrowland, but the other parts of it do as well. So that's a great location. I think another great location, especially for wine lovers, is Jico, and hopefully it will be available again soon. I am missing that restaurant so much. It has a great wine list, so much of it from South Africa. So if you're partial to reds, which is a region of the world where there's some great red wines produced, then that's a great place to go. Another place that is open right now is, of course, Narcoossee's, and they have great options as well. And again, you get that Magic Kingdom view. It's not quite like the California Grill because it's sort of across the water, and you can really only see sort of the top of Cinderella's castle and some other things, but that's a great choice as well.
Right. And Diane, she agrees with California Grill here in the live chat. She says Yachtsman's another good choice.
Good choice.
But the reason I think California Grill is like even, Alfred said Victoria and Albert's, that's kind of the ultimate dining experience. But I think for somebody that's going to Walt Disney World for the very first time and you're Disneyland, you're there, you're annual pass holder, so you're there a lot. I think what's cool, because I've been up there, I just haven't had a dinner there. I've been for events. And the thing is when you're at the top of California Grill, you get the scope of Walt Disney World. I mean, you can see out into Epcot, you can see, if you look the other way, out over Bay Lake, and you can see Seven Seas Lagoon. I mean, just going out on the balcony. I mean, it's just you get the scope of Walt Disney World, which, that's the difference between Disneyland and Walt Disney World. You get to see how just huge and enormous the place is. You're looking right into Magic Kingdom. So thoughts, Ricky, anything else for these, these folks really wanting to have a nice dinner for the anniversaries?
I mean, while you have officially named the correct answer, I feel like there's a couple other options. So Topolino's is obviously one of the my favorite places. I think that's got really cool views and things like that. So that's an option. The other thing that really got me is the foodie part. And they were talking about Disney Springs possibly. So I want to throw out a spot that I know I haven't been to yet, but I know like the foodies that I know, they really, really like this place. And it's Haleo, which I, again, have heard just fantastic things about this place. They have a really good wine list there as well. So I think that would be a really good option to consider.
Sounds good. All right. And have a happy trip. And can't wait to hear about it when you get back. Mm-hmm. All right. Mary Rose has a question for us. And Matt down in up in Webster, New York, the 298 miles from Pam, 824 from me, 981 from Ricky, and 1,245 from Walt Disney World. Excuse me. Hey, BOGP team. So in August of 2021, my husband and I, with my sister-in-law, are surprising our niece with her first trip to Walt Disney World. We're all sworn to secrecy. Shh.
Got it.
She is the girliest of girls and super loves all the Disney princesses. And there were lots of all caps there. So in our 6-day stay, we want to surprise her again with a trip to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique to get all princess-fied. And again, we're hoping by this, everything's back to normal. We know what to do. We know what to do Magic Kingdom the first day for her. But do we include Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique that first day as well? Or would you suggest waiting for the second Magic Kingdom day? This will be our first trip with a kid, so we don't want to overwhelm her too fast, but we also want to make it as magical as possible. Love listening to the podcast every week. Sincerely, Mary Rose and Matt. Interesting question. Okay. Pam, what do you, I'll save mine for last. What would you do in this situation?
I think I absolutely understand wanting to do Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. I think the first day, it may be a lot to pack into that day. And I totally understand what you're going for. And I do suggest actually doing it toward the beginning of the trip, because it will last a few days. And then you sort of have that, that kind of princified look for a short period of time of the trip. So that's why I think it's good to have that sort of toward the beginning. But I think just with it being the first day, you might want to consider perhaps not that. So I would just pick a different day.
Okay. Ricky?
Do Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique the first day or do it a different day, right? That's where we're at.
We're going to go to Magic Kingdom 2 of the days during the trip.
Did they say when the second day for the Magic Kingdom will be?
No, they just said they're going to be there 6 days in the parks, going to Magic Kingdom twice.
Okay. Yeah, I say don't do it the first day. I agree with Pam. I say do it the second Magic Kingdom day. Yeah.
I do too. And here's the thing, but you can't tell her, right? You cannot tell her until it's going to happen. So don't tell her that on the first day at the Magic Kingdom, she's going to do Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique on 3 days from now, because then it's I want to do it now. Just take her. Everything's new, right? So go to the Magic Kingdom, ride the rides, meet the princesses, eat the food, snacks, all that, just have your perfect Magic Kingdom day. Then when you go back the second time, this is the day that you want to really focus on pictures. I remember doing this with Mallory, because they look so dang cute when they come out of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and you've paid a fortune for them to look that cute. So you don't want to go ride in Splash Mountain immediately, right? You want to go meet Cinderella. You want to go meet Elsa or whoever you got, Tinkerbell. You know, that is all the pictures because they'll never look cuter. So I would do it the second day, but don't tell them until they get there. All right. And also happy birthday to Ashlyn. She's 2 years old. God,
I know. What is up with that? Holy cow. Yes.
I do not know what's happening. All right. So I can't remember if we answered this question before. If we did, I forgot to delete it, but it's a question because I think we might have. So we'll take it. I just want to make sure we got to it. Can you talk about any outdoor table service dining options in the 4 parks that you're aware of? I think we talked about that, right? Didn't we hit that one about the 4 parks outdoor dining? Maybe not. Anyway, okay, this is from Sarah. She says, at Disney Springs, I'm trying to choose between the Boathouse, City Works, and Homecoming for outdoor dining options. I was hoping you could discuss that as well on the next show. The goal is to avoid Disney Springs crowds in the evenings and weekend day. So I'm looking at a weekday early afternoon time, and her trip is very soon. The show's great. Really enjoy it, Sarah. All right, so let's talk about that first because it's a little bit more narrow. Boathouse, City Works, and Homecoming outdoor dining. Is one any better than the other? Easier to get to?
Oh, as far as views, I think Boathouse would be the best one. So, yeah, as far as
I would say the same.
Yeah.
And it just depends on what kind of food you're looking for. Pam, City Works, they have, because I haven't done City Works yet. I mean, they have a lot of outdoor dining. A little. I can't remember seeing it.
There isn't a lot of outdoor dining. There's some, but they do sort of open up. They have these like big windows and stuff that you can sort of sit near that they do open up sometimes. They have good food, and it's like sort of, I don't know. I hate to call it standard food because it's actually so much more than standard food. It's sort of like things you're familiar with, but they sort of put a new twist on it. So, and I really like it. Everything that we've had there has been good. We've been happy with it. It's actually a location that is sort of one of my go-tos that we've been going to every time because you can typically find a spot there to dine at. So that's a good spot to hit. But I think the Boathouse has a much larger outdoor eating area, and you don't always need reservations to eat in that outdoor space. So consider that as well.
And in the 4 theme parks, I would say that your best bet for outdoor dining is obviously Epcot for options, right? Because you could eat like at Spice Road Table, which is reopened under Disney's operation at this point. You go up to Japan, have the outdoor dining there, which is very good for counter service. I'm trying to think. The Cantina de San Angel counter service outside. What else do we have? It's outside at Epcot. Anything else?
Is there a little bit of dining outside of Rose and Crown?
Yes.
There is. Yes.
There.
Okay, so I think that might be it. What about Magic Kingdom outdoor dining? So if they have that little Tomorrowland Terrace open, that's semi.
Yes, and it is open. Like it is opening. If it hasn't opened yet, it is opening soon. I don't remember exactly when it reopened, but
track on that. How about Crystal Palace having barbecue, like down home food? Like all of a sudden, like I mean,
right?
180 or what? Like that's more my style. I was like, heck yeah, we could watch some SEC football in there and have some ribs. What's up? That's so weird.
I know it is. They've totally changed it, but it looks like a good menu.
It does. I mean, I'm all about it. Yeah, I'm like, heck yeah. I don't know who the chef became because it wasn't the old chef because that is weird. But yeah, I'll take it. I'm trying to think outdoor dining around the Magic Kingdom. Pecos Bills has a little outside, so does Cosmic Rays. Pinocchio's doesn't have any, does it?
Yeah, it has
a little bit. It's not very much.
You'd have to fight for that.
Yeah, you would.
Studios, you got Backlot Express. That's kind of a nice place to sit and eat. Brown Derby Lounge outside. Rosie's.
No, I don't know. The Brown Derby Lounge is open right now.
Yeah. Rosie's though has outdoor seating. That area down on Sunset to the left as you're going towards Tower. I know we're missing some obvious ones. Setuli Canteen over to Animal Kingdom outside. Yak and Yeti if it's open outside counter service. Nomad Lounge. Just doing this right off the top of my head. So you got options.
Yes, definitely.
Regal Eagle. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Is Regal Eagle and like Crystal Palace doing like a mashup?
It seems like it.
Right?
Regal Eagle Palace. That's funny. It's so true. It's like, well, we got Well, we're out of garlic toast because
Right, because I ate it all. Yeah, exactly.
We have lots of ribs, so we're gonna. Anyway,
Why
now
not?
we're in the commissary. I'll bring it out. Let's do this.
I really am curious to try the new Crystal Palace menu, though. Not gonna lie.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
What's the cost? Is it what it used to cost? Is it still?
No, I think it's a little cheaper because they don't have the characters. Just by a little, though, not by a
We'll
lot.
trade the characters for cheaper dining. And
Exactly, but I think that's the two of us. Not a lot of people would do that. So
Agreed.
Pam would not. I know that for sure. She'd be like, "No, bring on the characters. It's the easiest way to meet them."
when I dine, I try to avoid poo. I'm just saying. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you on that.
that's just
It's hard though. He's all around the Magic
He's
Kingdom,
all
all
around.
around. There's poo there, and then he's over in Canada and
yeah.
in
That's
the UK. It's crazy.
It is.
Walking through World Showcase, and all of a sudden you encounter poo.
Exactly.
Food and wine. All right. Yep, we're 12.
Yep.
Kelsey's got a question. Hey, Mike, this is Kelsey from Boise, Idaho, 2,608 miles from Disney and home of the blue turf. By the way, I just added that in for Boise State. I used your podcast to plan a Disney trip for my whole family last year. We had 7 adults and 9 kids. Holy cow. Stayed in Grandestino and had an amazing time. We had the Disney Deluxe dining plan and ate like kings. We did character dining every day and still had tons of credits left over, bringing home Mickey-shaped Rice Krispie treats. I've been there. I've brought home so many when I was on the dining plan one year. And I brought home Intamin's donuts. Those were one snack for a box of donuts. Great value back in the day. We're considering homeschooling our kids starting next September so we can, quote, move to Orlando for a year. Excuse me. We would hit 15 national parks on our drive to and from Florida and spend a lot of our free time there at the parks, both Disney and Universal. I'm looking at purchasing annual passes. The Florida resident pass would save so much money. I'd probably buy the silver pass for my family, but a gold pass for me so that we could take advantage of Photo Pass. We will keep our home in Idaho, so we won't technically be residents, but with how much time we would spend there, I would feel ethical buying a Florida resident pass. Correct me if I shouldn't. Any suggestions on how to make this happen? Utility bills or bank statements seem like the most likely way. If we Airbnb, though, we won't have utilities. Any ideas you have would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, Kelsey. This is really an interesting question because if 2020 has taught us anything, it's kind of the flexibility and mobility we have with our children's schooling. And I think that affords us opportunities to go down to Walt Disney World like this year, with remote learning. I know Scott had Emily down there doing her schoolwork. She took her clarinet and she's jamming. She had to order reeds to the Riviera because she forgot her reed. I mean, but it's such a strange year that, hey, if we've learned anything in 2020, seize the day, go for things like this. What's going to hurt? But Pam, do you know how this would work if you don't own a house? I mean, you're trying to take advantage of the Florida deals because the residents, obviously the reason you can get that is because you're supplementing Disney by paying taxes, right? As a resident.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's for property owners, and that's where the tax implication comes in. That's why they would ask that you have an actual ID that shows that you are a Florida resident, and would need to be able to show the corresponding ID and whatever there. So not really, temporary housing doesn't really qualify you to be a Florida resident at that point. I get what you're going for, but it's just not one of the things that's available. You do need to have something that proves that you actually do live there and you have some kind of, I don't know what it's not just home ownership. Like if you own, if you had an apartment or were renting something there, but you have to have utilities in your name. So,
right. And if you're thinking about, here's what I thought about this when I first read it, is that, they're going to visit 15 national parks. They're going to be down there for a year. The difference in kind of the overall budget for the year is not going to be that much greater than just buying regular out-of-state annual passes. Now, of course, you will get better deals, the Florida resident rate, but I think you're talking your budget for the year, probably 0.25% difference, overall, I would guess.
Yeah, it is. And the annual pass is a great deal still for whoever. I mean, if you're going to be there, then it's a great deal. Once you start hitting, 14, 15 days in the park, you're still going to be saving a ton of money off of what you would pay by buying, passes day after day after day like that. So you're definitely going to still be saving money for sure by buying any kind of annual pass. And hopefully they'll still be available next year.
All right, by September, gosh, let's hope. Okay, so Natalie's got a question. What's your favorite 2-credit restaurant and which is your least favorite? Just off the top of your head, Ricky, which ones? Favorite signature, as Disney calls it, signature dining, and least favorite.
My favorite is Tiffin's. I've had just fantastic meals there. I think it's really, really good. That's the one that like first popped into my head. I don't know that I've had like a bad 2 table service credit meal. Really, I mean, they've all been outstanding, to be perfectly honest, and they should be if they're 2 table service credits. So, I mean, you know, that my second choice, which because I'm cheating and that's what I'm known for, is Yachtsman. That's just amazing as well. So, yeah, those are my 2, like one in a park and one not in a park.
I haven't been to either one of those.
Yeah, they're good.
Tiffin's, I don't want to have to eat fried octopus or whatever it is.
Dude, that's where I tried fried octopus.
Oh,
it's
God.
not that bad. I actually liked it. I
Do they
know.
also serve fish that look at you?
Yeah, that's
Like-
the one that's
Like they were just like swimming around in a tank and all of a sudden they're like,
yes.
on your plate. Like,
That's the one.
oh
Yeah.
my God, I can't do that. I can't do it.
I can't say that I've gotten the fish. I've gotten other things that are not the fish that look at you. So, you know.
And I like seafood. I don't know. Like I like Long John Silver's fish. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need all the parts. I just think
That's a real fish, but that's fine.
it tastes good. Pam, what about you? What's your favorite go-to signature and one that maybe is not on the top of your list?
I'm still laughing at the things looking at you.
Oh, by the way, Natalie, who asked the question, she said she got the fish. So she's
There you go. See, I like it.
For
There
me.
you go. Yes.
And I really enjoy flying fish. It's actually something that, you know, someplace I'm dying for it to reopen just because I think it's such an outstanding restaurant. I love the decor since they updated it. So that one is over at the boardwalk, of course. You can see it there. And I also really enjoy, I do like them all. Like Ricky, I haven't had a bad meal there, but I've mentioned Jico earlier and I'll mention it again. I really enjoy Jico as well.
I really like Jico, but here's the deal. Okay, my favorite, it's not around anymore. The Luau.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I love the Luau at the Polynesian.
Okay.
People are gonna come after me because I don't know why people hate the Luau. Like,
Yeah.
I hate on it, but dude, that's like ribs and all that good
So,
food. You got the
why don't you
flame
just-
guy.
Why don't you just go to Crystal Palace now and you're fine?
You don't have a guy twirling the fire. I hope not in that glass building. That would not end well. But I'm just saying, you got the luau dancers. You have the flame guy. You know, doing death-defying tricks in front of you. You have the volcanic cake that comes out. It's like a little volcano. Oh, it's perfect. I know, and I don't know why people hate it so much. Like, I mean, people hate the luau, and I'm like, what? What is wrong with you? Like, it's fun. You're at Disney World.
No, that would probably be on the bottom of my list. Not gonna lie, I haven't been, but the luau is definitely not one of those experiences that I'm like, you know what? Next time I go down there, that's what I want to do. The luau. So, I mean, granted, I can't right now anyway, but still, that's not like even if it came back tomorrow, I wouldn't be like, luau, let's go, hula.
Luau was awesome. I'm just saying. And by the way, Natalie commented. She said, "I had no idea the fish was going to come to me like fully still intact.
Yes.
Because it was a little traumatic."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is a little traumatic. Actually, doesn't Skipper Canteen, don't they also have a fish that's intact, or am I losing my mind on that one?
They do. They do.
Yeah. So see,
I'm just saying, you think it's traumatic for you ordering it. Think about how traumatic it is for that fish. That fish is like, I'm just hanging out in the tank. And all of a sudden I'm like,
True.
tastes like fish. Tastes like chicken. All right, last question of the day. We're losing it. Here we go.
are.
This is an easy one. Kyla says, "Hey, Mike, Pam, and Ricky, our family of 5 is headed to the world on Christmas Eve, and we'll spend
Nice.
Christmas Day in the parks. Where should we watch the Christmas Day parade?" Just
Oh.
kidding. I just added that in.
Oh, I was like, oh,
gosh,
no.
I was like,
Oh no.
It was true until I added that. So she said,
Oh.
"We're spending Christmas Day in the parks. We're DVC and booked just a few weeks ago. Due to limited hotel availability, we're staying 5 nights in 3 different resorts: the Riv, Bay Lake, and Boardwalk."
Nice.
You know, doesn't sound like a last minute trip. Just sounds like how Pam goes. Like
Yes,
this
exactly.
this is a Pam trip in like May. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not-
Yes.
She says, "My question, will Disney still move my bags from resort to resort for us? Love listening to the podcast. Thank you." Kyla is from Missouri. Go Cards. Yes.
Yay.
Sign Wayno and Yachty. Okay, go ahead, Pam. So yes, they're still moving bags, correct?
They are still moving bags. The one thing I will say though is just for me and my family, even if we don't have a car, we will Uber with our bags from one resort to the next, because it's not like you roll up to Disney and drop your bags off and they're like, oh my gosh, let me get on this right now. I mean, it takes them a while. They might only travel to another resort like once a day. I mean, likely they probably do only do it once a day. So your bags could show up much later than you do. And when I take my bags over, I drop them off at the Bell Services at my new hotel. And I know at least they're at my resort. They're not at some other resort, or they're not on a truck somewhere or whatnot. So that's what I do. Disney absolutely offers the service, and it is a great service. And if you are more patient than I am, then this service is going to work for you. But it just doesn't work for me, because I just want to have, like, when I get to my hotel, my new hotel, if the room's ready, I'm unpacking right now. Like, that is just me and what I need to do to make myself, happy. Calm.
Well, that's a Black Diamond tip. That's right. Because I do remember over one marathon weekend a couple years ago, I packed my running sneakers in one of my suitcases moving from Pop Century to Beach Club. And like those bags, like they never shown up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we were going to bed like at 7:30 and they still weren't there. And I'm like, dude, those are my running sneakers. Like, I got to run 26 miles tomorrow at 13. I don't know what it was, but I was freaking out. I'm like, seriously. I'm like, where's the truck? I'll go after it. Like, it's somewhere on property, right? I mean,
right.
I was losing my stuff. And I mean, it got there later that night, but you're right. I mean, if you have it in your possession, it's way better. You just want to know what it is.
It just makes me feel better.
Yes, it totally does. I hate not knowing that kind of stuff. Oh, Joanne says Wine Bar George also has a whole grouper. I mean, what's wrong with all these people ordering these fish that are like, I can't do it. I think I still have my big mouth Billy Bass.
Just so you know, Brian has not one, but two of the big mouth Billy Bass.
I still have one somewhere. I think it's in the storage room. I'll have to get it out.
There's one that were the original. Then there's one that is like a McDonald's one. I got nothing. Yes, that's the one. I have that one, and I very much suspect that for Christmas this year, he is getting the duck that sings as well.
Really?
This is a thing in my house, and I want to burn them all. So, but it's between him and his dad, so I can't burn them all. So,
Missouri representing. That's all I got to say.
They sit outside in the garage, though. They are not in the house.
I wonder if Pam would notice if I found the big mouth Billy Bass down here. We'll see. Anyway, That is going to do it for today's show. Quick announcement: this Sunday night we have our live call-in shows, and we talked about this past Sunday night. This Sunday night is our big holiday tradition show where we're going to call in and talk about maybe a favorite gift from your childhood, maybe some special tradition you have with your family that you celebrated, in years past, or, maybe you still carried on, maybe a favorite thing you guys like to eat, or, some special memory. You had the blizzard of 82 like we had here in the St. Louis area one year. Whatever you have. So we're going to kind of, if it's Disney related, that's great. If it's not, that's great too. But we're going to have our holiday tradition show this Sunday night on the Facebook and YouTube channel. So join us at 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. And we'll be taking those and we'll put that out over the Christmas break because we have Christmas a week from now.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Yeah.
It's nuts. So please join us. I love that show. It's really my favorite. So please help us out and give us a call and share your holiday traditions. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. You want to support the show? Book your next trip with the great agents over at the Magic for Less. And I'll tell you, there are some still amazing deals for early 2021, January to April. If you want to stay at a deluxe right now, I mean, get in while the getting's good. I mean, there's still rooms available. You can stay at a deluxe resort like a yacht club or like a garden wing over at the Contemporary for rates that normally they're rivaling what a rack rate for a moderate resort is sometimes of the year. So if you really wanted to kind of maybe split it up and check it out, it's a great time to get down there. Also great deals on values. If you just need to get away and the money's a little tight, hey, we'll help you out either way. We'll get you down there and get some magic because we all need it. So check out all the details over at themagicforless.com. Great trip planning tools. Then fill out that quote form, mention the show. We'll be planning together. So check them out, themagicforless.com. Also, as you do your last minute, we're getting into the last minute period here. Last minute shopping over on Amazon. One extra click through beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. It really helps support the show. Thank you so much for that. And a huge shout out to our patrons. We appreciate you so very much. You're carrying the show here while travel is down just a bit. And Mike in the Midwest coming your way tomorrow on Thursday. If you'd like to get in on that, just visit patreon.com /Be Our Guest Podcast. Give us a follow on the social media, Instagram and Twitter at Be Our Guest Pod and at Be Our Guest Mike, and Facebook and YouTube. Slam the bell, click the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. And also subscribe on your favorite podcatcher, because subscriptions are awesome because you get the show as soon as it comes out. You don't even have to think about it, right?
Nope. No thinking.
You wake up, it's like a Christmas present 3 times a week.
Yes.
All the time. We're like, oh my God. I bet you people are just like, yeah, they put out another show. Like, yeah, we do. I know.
We sure did. We sure did.
Some shows, you know, it's like, oh, whoa, I haven't seen this show in like 3 weeks. Yay. Like, I got one of my favorite podcasts earlier this week, and I was like, I haven't seen that show in 6 months. I was like, yeah. We don't do that. We have so many shows. Like, you get it all the time. We're regular. We're like Delcalax. We're regular.
Oh my God. No.
Wow.
Well, I watch a lot of Pluto TV on Love Boat. I mean, you can tell what the demographic is there on the commercials.
Oh my gosh. Don't make any more taglines for us, please.
No, I think I got to sign up. I got to sign up for Medicare. The open enrollment period is ending. That is every commercial on the shows I watch. It's
apparently that makes sense. Also, just so you know, I'm not making that shirt. So Be Our Guest Podcast. We're regular like that. Not happening.
Not that one.
That's not happening. So sorry.
Enjoy your breakfast, and we're gonna get out of here. So for Pam and Ricky, I'm Mike. We'll talk to you again soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and regular, and we'll see you real soon. Whatevs. That's what I say.
God, no.
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
You know I'm regular. I eat Taco Bell like 4 times a week.
We need that meme of Kevin Hart being like, nope, no, no.
Didn't even type. Good Lord.
No.
Oh Lord.
Regular like Delcalax.
Oh.
I watch all these old TV shows, and all they show is stuff for old people. Like,
of course.
An enrollment. Joe Namath is bugging me about, calling the Medicare hotline or whatever.
I know. He's on a lot of stations though. There's like that commercial is in heavy rotation.
Oh yeah. If you watch Blue Bloods on WGN in the afternoon, I think it's the only commercial. Like, because it's a long commercial. It takes the whole break.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is. I think the date though comes up I think it's actually passed now. Maybe I think it was like the 7th.
The enrollment date, Mike.
Yeah, I think it's closed. Now I have a new commercial. I don't know what
too late. You're too late, people.
They need to bring back the old retro Christmas commercials, like that Folgers commercial where the guy comes home and surprises everybody with the coffee.
Wait, you don't like the new Folgers commercial where the woman surprises her father-in-law in the shower?
See, that's not classic. I don't want to think of that. That just scares me.
That's gonna be a classic at some point.
No, it's not going to be. Thanks for asking, when can we expect to receive the items we auctioned off, or the ornaments? Do we know?
Yes. Okay, so when can we? I apologize, but when can we expect to receive the items we auctioned off, or the ornaments? Okay, so the ornaments, Stephen from Give Kids the World is mailing. I think he shipped them off end of last week, so you should be getting those soon. As far as the others, I am working on them diligently. I worked on them all weekend, and I mailed a bunch today. Diane, I do remember your name. I don't remember if you were in my pile to mail today or not. I do know if you were not in that pile, you will be in the pile for tomorrow. So I have to go as soon as we're done here, I have to go to the post office.
You can get back to being an elf.
Exactly. I have to go to the post office, get everything all situated, and then I can take them to the post office again tomorrow. I like going to the post office when it's not busy. And I use the kiosk. So it takes me a little longer, but I don't have to deal with all the people. So
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, 2020 means no contact.
Exactly. Right. So if I get to deal with the kiosk, and I go after hours, and so it'll if you're not in the shipment that I had today, you'll be in the shipment that I have tomorrow for sure, because I remember seeing your name. So yes.
Okay, so we'll get started here. Hang on, let me just change this real quick. Disney's care.
And then the rest of them, like I said, I'm moving as fast as I possibly can. So I'm trying to get them all out by the end of this week. That's my goal. So, hopefully.
Hey.
So,
Joanne, I do have packing cubes. I still just like knowing where all my stuff is.
Yes, she does.
It only takes me 30 seconds to unpack. It's just I like knowing where it all is.
I should do that. I'm just haphazard. I was like, well, I'll get them next time, and then I never do.
The packing cubes, seriously, they are so good. So good.
Oh my gosh, Christian's asking about, because now we're moving on to the Friday show about outdoor dining. That's all we talked about in depth on Wednesday. Just catch it on Wednesday. We talked about it, but we don't know when any more is going to open up.
No.
We don't.
No.
They have still been low getting stuff out there. So
They
I do
are.
appreciate that. I do appreciate that they continue to open things up for us.
They are. I'm glad.
And expanding the menus too. I will say that is happening too. So
yes.
very good. I mean, really and truly, I'm surprised it's happening as quickly as it is. I know it seems long.
And I think the majority of the things that are still closed, ? Are the things that were like character meals, or like the all you care to eat, like Ohana's, or anything that was a buffet. So I think like if they served like a general menu, that all of those I think have reopened for the most part, right? Is there anything that you can think of that hasn't?
Chico.
Like signature locations, right?
Yeah, signature, yeah. But I think a lot of the signature locations have reopened too. Although no, Yachtsman hasn't though, has it either? So yeah, so signature hasn't.
Flying Fish. There's a bunch of signature that just have not reopened yet, much to my mom's chagrin, I will say.
I'm sure.
She says to me, where do people eat if they don't eat here? I'm like, Mom, there are a bunch of other restaurants. You've never gone to them, but there are other restaurants.
Because we ate at Topolino, not Topolino's. We ate at Trattoria. That was right after the live show we did that night at Give Kids a World, and it was like an ADR we get like at 9:30. God, that chicken parm tasted so good. But I hadn't had lunch. I hadn't had lunch or dinner. I mean, I'd have eaten my arm, but oh man, that chicken parm was so good. I sound like Peyton Manning. Chicken parm, you taste so good. And I got a band, Rob, Go Dogs, whatever. No, you guys played well. We played pathetic in the second half. Okay. So we will talk about Caribbean Beach and Riv. You stayed there, right, Pam? You've been there.
The Riviera?
Right.
Yeah, I've actually stayed there, I think, like 5 times.
That's what I thought. I don't know why I was thinking you didn't. Ricky, Riv?
I have not stayed at the Riv. I have visited the Riv a lot. Yes.
Yep, same. I've only stayed because I crashed on the couch or a bed.
That bed is so comfortable too.
Yeah, I thought it was, but I was exhausted. Like it was great. Super comfortable. Oh, Riley's up. She's bumped into me. Okay, here we go. 1818. Welcome to episode 1818 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. And as a side hustle, I'm one of Santa's little helpers this year. You know, it's 2020. You got to do what you got to do. We are here today. We're going to have a good time talking resorts because we know we love talking Walt Disney World resorts. And we hope that you love kind of daydreaming about these things as well, these wonderful places. So today, of course, joining me from themouseforless.com. I almost said a Disney. That's still in my head that I stopped and I said, nope, not going to say it. She hangs out with themouseforless.com. And of course, we talked about it. She's not on eBay and she is out looking for fake audio animatronics at Walgreens.
Yes.
The fish category for her husband. We have Ricky. What's up, Ricky?
First of all, no on the fish, hanging on the wall or ducks or anything like that. Not happening. At least not for me. Second of all, in the eBay saga, I have fixed my issue, so I am now back on eBay. So
while we were podcasting?
Wow, I've been saying you need to focus because I know it's been 48 hours for you guys. It's been like 12 minutes for us if we record.
Yes, correct. I fixed both issues that I was having. So hooray! Yay!
And she rolled out 39 auction items.
Oh my gosh.
Minutes, I guess.
No kidding. Yes, I have been a little, I've definitely been a little helper this week. And I've mailed out a ton of auction items. So hopefully by the time this comes out, I am done mailing out auction items. That's my goal. But, it's I'm so happy to have been able to do it. And the post office knows me well at this point. Let's be perfectly honest.
Good thing. Oh, real quick too, before we get to Pam, I just want to remind everybody this Sunday night, this weekend, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central, Holiday Traditions call-in show. So please do call in with your holiday traditions, favorite gift from a kid from your childhood, maybe a favorite dish that you have, a favorite tradition in your family. We just like hearing from all around the country, all around the world, how we celebrate, whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever you celebrate. We're just gonna have a good time getting together as a podcast family Sunday night. So please do join us, and want to make sure you catch that here at the top of the show. Okay, also joining us, we're heading out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I bet it is beautiful most Christmases, if albeit cold. We have Pam Forester. What's up, Pam?
I wish I could say it was beautiful. Are you kidding me? Like every now and then,
like a beautiful white blanket. You took a picture of your house and it looked gorgeous with the snow earlier this year.
Yes, we get that pretty snow probably 2 or 3 times a year. It lasts for about, I don't know, an hour and a half before salt and ash trucks are out there and it's all slushy and gross. So yeah, I wish it did. It just doesn't. We just don't have that. That's what people think. Like that's what Christmas Eve will be like, and y'all know that it doesn't typically happen that way. We just don't get it. So, anyways, every now and then it does, though. And I had my pretty snow for the year, so I'm done. There won't be any.
There's no more. It's finished.
One time.
You got your like one use out of your UGG boots, and you're like, "Give me my flip flops back. I'm heading to Florida."
100%. 100%.
That's it. Yeah.
Like infinity scarves be dying. So yeah,
love it. Oh,
where's the infinity pool? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
right.
Yes, exactly.
Scarf for an infinity pool. Sounds good to me. Yeah, apparently the Northeast had a big old snowstorm. I guess it's going on this weekend. We were hearing about it as we record, so enjoy it. I guess it is December and it's almost the holidays. Get those pictures and then grab your snow shovel. And
yep, right. Yes.
All right. So today, speaking of warm places, in a warm state of mind, to be honest, I kind of was wanting to talk about this a little bit more because obviously a couple weekends ago, I was down there at Walt Disney World and I stayed one night at the Riviera with Scott and his family. They were kind enough to have me there. They had a 1-bedroom villa. So I got to, because I wanted to get some pictures at night and it allowed me to get down there just a night early. And then I had my reservation for the weekend over at Caribbean Beach. And as I was kind of, as you get home and you reflect and you're like, oh, I wish I was still there. You look at your pictures, you're like, why am I freezing? It's 20 degrees in the mornings when I'm running outside now here in St. Louis. I wish I was back. But the thing is, I've kind of thought about this, that, Caribbean Beach was like 2 years ago. It was a wreck, right? I mean, they took this resort and when you drove past there, if you're on a bus from Pop Century or you're going down Buena Vista Drive, you're just like, what is going on over there? Like, are there any buildings left? I mean, there's dirt everywhere. They've you don't even go into the same place anymore. They took out the entrance. They moved it from Buena Vista over to Victory. Really, this whole corner has come so far in a relatively short amount of time, considering how big the Riviera is. They had to build and how they redid everything over at Caribbean Beach. But I think today we're going to talk about kind of the rooms at the Riviera, the rooms at Caribbean Beach, but also even if you're not staying there, how this can be, this corner right here, this little complex, the Riv and the Caribbean Beach, can be a nice escape from Epcot and the studios. Even if you're not staying there, it's a good place to go over because of the Skyliner. So Pam, before we jump into this, I just think that this is kind of, it might not be on folks' radars if you haven't been down there in the last couple, 2-3 years. But I think even without staying at these hotels, which I encourage you to do, it's a place where you should at least go visit when you go to the studios, especially the studios, but even Epcot. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. They're just great places to hang out. They have so many things to offer. They both have sort of a outdoor sort of bar loungy area. So you can stop by there if you want to do that. They both have good shopping. Caribbean Beach has one of the larger shops actually on Walt Disney World property. It used to be humongous, and then during the redo they moved it again, but still it's a large shop. And sometimes I'll walk in there and find something I feel like I haven't seen anywhere else, and I'm like, where did this come from? Or if I'm looking for something in particular, it'll be there. So just a great location. Caribbean Beach is, of course, the oldest moderate resort. So you sort of feel that when you're on property because it feels very lush. The foliage is big. And I always say this about Caribbean Beach, but you feel like you're somewhere. You step on Caribbean Beach property and you're like, oh, I'm in the Caribbean, and it
You know what,
feels
it
like
feels like to me kind of like the Polynesian, but it's a different because you got all the palm trees and that, the steel drum music, but it's that different vibe because it's not, it's not the South Pacific, it's the Caribbean. So you have more bright popping colors where Polynesian's more subtle with the browns and the oranges. And Caribbean Beach, I love the Caribbean. Like that is just my jam. So I agree. And it's lush.
yeah, it is.
So
If-
yeah, but I mean, Ricky, what do you think when you think of this corner now that we have the Riv and the Caribbean Beach? Thoughts? Do you go there just to escape the busyness of the studios? Do you go there to dine? What do you do?
So, I think you're right. I think that it is a great escape. Everybody talks about the monorail resorts, getting away from the Magic Kingdom and going over to, the Grand Floridian or the Polynesian or the Contemporary for a little, grab a bite or, walk around or explore or whatever. And I think that this is a really good spot to go if you want to get away from the hustle and bustle of either Disney's Hollywood Studios or Epcot. Matter of fact, last Christmas, that's exactly what I did. I wanted to get away from the hustle and bustle that was Disney's Hollywood Studios because it was just so packed. Obviously pre-COVID. And it was Christmas and I just knew that the park was going to be super busy. So I was like, you know what? And I was waiting on my boarding pass at that time. Well, the only other boarding pass I've gotten. And I was like, you know what? Let's go over to let's take the Skyliner. Let's go over to Caribbean Beach and let's go over to the Riviera and let's just spend the afternoon, spend the day. And it was just this great, great spot to go. This respite that was just perfect to hang out in. Both of them, we kind of went back and forth between the two just to kind of chill and relax and everything like that. And both offered some great things to enjoy. We stopped and had a snack at the cafe at the Riviera. We stopped and had like a small dinner type situation at Banana Cabana at Caribbean Beach. So like there's really a lot of things that you can do at these two resorts in the sense of just relaxing and enjoying your time and getting away from the parks. I think that again, adding the Skyliner, it makes these two resorts just a huge game changer for that, just getting away, really enjoying something that's not in the parks. So
I agree because the theme parks get intense, especially during the holidays, right? This time of year, when it gets a little bit busier, it's just the theme parks are awesome because that's what they are, but they're overstimulating a lot of times. And the great thing about Caribbean Beach and the Riv is that it is you don't have to have the second hop over to Art of Animation or Pop Century. You got to transfer and switch if you're going there, which it doesn't take that much longer. But I mean, like you get on the Skyliner one time, you get off either at the Riviera, Caribbean Beach, and you're there and you're done. And you're there in like 8 minutes by the time you get on the buckets. I mean, they're quick, the gondolas. So let me ask you this, Pam. So we don't want to get into like a whole show on just the rooms, but I want to talk about the Riviera. Now, in general, here's one thing when I first started going to Walt Disney World that I didn't really understand. And maybe some of our listeners are kind of in this same situation where I would hear of resorts that are DVC resorts, right? Like Old Key West, or say like a Boardwalk Villas or a Beach Club Villas, or an Animal Kingdom Lodge Kidani Village. I always thought as somebody who just travels, who's non-DVC, those were just resorts I couldn't consider. And the Riviera falls into that category, but you can stay at all these resorts, and you can often get great discounts, paying cash for these rooms. So I just want people to know that we're not just talking about DVC members staying at Riviera, even though it is a DVC resort. You can go there and get some great deals and have an awesome stay. So talk to us about, because you've stayed there many times, what is it like to be on site? Is that being your hotel?
So it is, yeah, and you're right. One of the reasons why I love the deluxe villa resorts is that when Disney puts out a discount, they always start it off with that save up to. Well,
Right.
the up to that big percentage is going to be available at most of the deluxe villa resorts, so that offers a significant savings. So don't count them out. We reserve this for our guests all the time. And staying at the Riviera is actually kind of cool because at the deluxe villa resorts, and this is true of all deluxe villa resorts, they either have a full kitchen or a kitchenette. And the studio has a kitchenette, and the other resorts have a full kitchen. And that works for so many people, especially those who have food allergies or for one reason or another want to cook in their room. So consider that. They also, in the 1 bedroom and higher, are going to have a separate room for the master bedroom. So that's another big plus for a lot of people. We often have guests who come to us and say, okay, we need separate sleeping areas from our kids. Like, I don't know how you're going to do that or what's available to me, but we can't do that. And totally understand that happens. It's just, you want that separation and you want to be able to put the kids to bed at an earlier time and maybe you stay up later. So that's a great thing to consider as well. The thing is about the deluxe villas, you're going to want to look at the bed configuration so that you know what kind of bed that you're getting. Sometimes they're a pull down bed with a full regular mattress. Sometimes they're a pull out couch. Sometimes they're sort of, they have smaller pull out trundles and things like that. So if that's important to you, figure that out. And one last thing I have to mention is that if you are in a 1 bedroom or larger, you will also have a washer and dryer available in your villa. No, not just at the resort, my friends, in your villa. So laundry can be done.
And you know what? I used to think that was like the stupidest thing ever. I mean, honestly, I used to think like, who's going to do laundry on vacation? Right. I mean, I thought about that. Like, like this was back when I just got the Birnbaum guides, like I was reading them. So that's all I knew. But I'm telling you what, like when we go down in the summer and you're staying for like 6, 7, 8, 9 nights and it's summer and you sweat like within 15 minutes of walking outside of your room. I'm not kidding. Like we've stayed in villas and it is super convenient just to throw a load in, go to the parks, get back, midday break, fire those things in the dryer. You get back half of what you normally need. You know what I'm saying? It's super. And plus, a lot of times you go home and you don't have all the laundry. Like a lot of your stuff's clean. You only have a little bit. And I know that sounds dumb, but I mean, I'm telling you what, it is pretty cool when you go through that. I think you have to experience it and do it before it makes sense to you.
Yes, agreed. I totally agree. It is such a convenience. I will just tell you, I cannot tell you how many times, and I tend to pack in major color groups just because it's easier and everything sort of goes together. No, I just do blue, black, khaki gray, or whatever, and white to accent whatever. I mean, it's just easier when you're going to be traveling a bunch of places. So then you have this shirt that you were going to wear with 2 different outfits. You wear it the first time. Of course you get something on it, right?
Yes.
That's my wife. I'm gonna get her a bib for Christmas. She gets a bib right there.
I know, but it just happens, and inevitably it's stupid salad dressing that gets on your shirt, and it needs a small act of God to get it out. So, anyways, then at least you have the laundry facilities right there in your room.
It's tartar sauce from that fish that's looking at you. He's getting his revenge. I don't know if you're tartar sauce on a fish that's that fancy. I don't know. That's what I get at Long John Silver's. But I will say real quick on the Riviera. So when I was there, real quick, Scott was in the 1 bedroom, so it was super efficient. Though. I mean, and they've learned these things. You got to know from the cruise line, right? So they had the master bedroom, which was real nice. But in the living room, again, 1 bedroom, not the huge 2 bedroom or grand villa or anything like that. It had art on the wall over a couch. And so it was a Beauty and the Beast, it looked like stained glass, picture on the wall, a couple other pictures too, but I really like that one. All of a sudden Scott's like, you're staying right here. Boom, gets his handle, boom, the couch disappears. There was a full-size bed there, super comfortable. He even had outlets on either side for all your electronics. It was great. Where's Emily going to stay? Under the TV, another latch, twin bed pulls right out of the wall. Super efficient these things are. So again, like you're saying, if you want different spaces, a great option. And Scott was so excited that they had ordered, because he'd been down there for 4 or 5 days before I got there. They had ordered groceries, had stuff in the fridge. He's like, dude, check it out. We have cinnamon rolls in the fridge. So anyway, I get up the next morning, super early, run, get in my run, get back. Scott's gone. And I look on my phone, and on the iOS 14, right, you have this
stalking Scott on his phone.
no, but I'm looking at my text message, and if you look, you can pin people to the top, so you see the little avatar, and it shows the first 4 or 5 words of their text before you click on it. And what it says is, I'm down in the lobby working, and I'm like, oh, he's working, because he was working on his trip, right? He worked in the mornings, went to the parks in the afternoon. So I'm like, I'm going to surprise everybody. I'm going to fire, because I never have like an oven in my hotel room. I'm like, I'm going to make cinnamon rolls, and everybody's going to like wake up because everybody's still sleeping. Emily and Elizabeth. I'm like, they're going to smell these cinnamon rolls cooking in the villa. It's going to be so sweet. They're going to be like, what's that? Like as they wake up, like Christmas morning, right? Like if I had bacon, that'd be even better, but I didn't have bacon. So I get the tray out. There's a tray in the oven right there for you, right? You got all the tools you need. You got all the plates and stuff. Pop the thing. It always scares me when you pop the dough on the thing. But I jumped and popped them, laid them all out, laid them upside down, had to flip them all over. I'm like, those don't look right. Flipped them back over, put them in. Scott wasn't working. He was down working on getting all the songs of the Riviera Christmas loop so that he could make an Apple Music playlist, which I sure appreciate. Shout out, Scott. But yeah, it was fun. We got to do stuff like that. So a villa offers you opportunities for things like that. It just feels a little more fancy, but it's a great opportunity staying there. All right. So let me ask you this, Ricky. So you don't stay there. Not only stay there the one night because of the gardeners,
right?
It is a place to go and, like you said, escape and that whole I like that you said that you did the Riviera and Caribbean Beach, because really it's like it's kind of like a French Quarter Riverside situation for these two hotels. They're a little bit more different, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's it's different in the sense of like one is definitely a deluxe and one is a value. One is a moderate. And over at Riverside, there really are sister resorts in this fact that they are both moderates, but really I mean, if you look at it, they are sister resorts. I mean, they're built on Riviera is built on Caribbean Beach's campus basically. And every time I tried to take GPS to get to Caribbean Beach this last time, it kept trying to take me to the Riviera to go that way and cut through. And I was like, no, I don't want to go that way. So, they really are sister resorts. And I think that's kind of, there's definitely a perk to that. It is an easy walk to Caribbean Beach from Riviera and vice versa. Or, of course, you can take the Skyliner if you choose to do it that way. If you want to pop on over and grab, a snack or something at the Riviera, it's really easy to do that. If you want to go do the same thing over at Caribbean Beach, it's easy to do that. The only big difference between these two being sister resorts is the fact that, with Port Orleans, you can do things like pool hopping, which of course you can't do with these two resorts. So that's kind of a bummer in that regard. But other than that, I mean, they really do function as sister options for guests, which is, I think, a super handy thing.
And they're great for a split. Like, I mean, I just happened to be Scott was at the Riviera. I was staying at Caribbean Beach. We didn't plan it that way, but God, it was perfect. Like the first night I was at the Riviera, we hopped in the car and you don't even have to go out on the road. Like the parking lots are connected. Threw my bags in his minivan that he rented.
You could have just wheeled your bags over, to be perfectly honest.
Like a homeless person who got a Riviera going over to Caribbean Beach. I could have. And that's what I was going to do. But he's like, let's hop into the car. I'll drive you. So I was like, let's do it. So yeah, and it was fine. I will say Caribbean Beach, this is one of the, and I know stupid stuff, but you remember these things. My room was great. I stayed in Martinique, which was building 25, which was between Old Port Royale and Riviera. It was in the perfect spot for what I was doing, because I was going back and forth between the Riv, and it was down at that Riviera end. But you know what I liked most about the room?
What?
Had a ceiling fan.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That was awesome. Yes. Agreed.
When I showed my wife the room, she's like, oh, it has a ceiling fan. I'm like, yes, it does have a ceiling fan. I got to have those.
Yes, it does.
It was a nice room. It was a good room. Those rooms are pretty big. I think they're the biggest of the moderates.
Yeah. They are definitely huge. I know when I stayed there in November, like that was one of the things that really struck me, is how large the rooms are. Since they were the first value resorts, originally Disney built the rooms a little bit bigger, which was nice. And I enjoyed that there was the extra privacy door, which the barn door type situation. So if you needed extra privacy, that was there.
My barn door was open when I walked in. It was tragic.
Gonna sidestep that. And the showers were very nice and large as well. So that part was good too. So I found that the room was laid out really well. Big not nightstand, but dresser, for guests to be able to unpack and get everything out like Pam does. Now, if you're like me, who lives out of her suitcase,
I was by myself, so my whole set out was just the second bed. I had just my suitcases up on the other bed, and it was like I just dug stuff out.
Exactly. But the rooms at Caribbean Beach are super nice. Now, I think that maybe they could use a bit of a zhuzhing, here soon. I don't know how soon that will be, but I feel like they could use just a little bit of love. But overall, as far as like the size is what really wins out on these rooms, I feel like. Oh, and if they ever do a zhuzhing, please don't get rid of the fan, because I agree.
No, yes, right. The fan's key. I agree. I mean, I looked at my room as kind of retro, like retro.
Yes.
It was fun.
Yes, it was very retro Disney in a weird way. Like it felt. But in a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way, for sure. Like, yes.
But the inside of the room, actually, it was weird because I stayed in Martinique, and that building is blue, like that, pastel blue, Caribbean blue. But the inside of the room was like orange and brown, like it was like a Polynesian room on the inside. Like I was like, I get the Polynesian vibe inside the room, and then I go outside, it's Caribbean.
It's a very Polynesian. I think Polynesian vibe is the right. It's people who say it's Polynesian light. It's definitely Polynesian light for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So now we're going all over the place, but back to the Riv. I want to talk about shopping and dining at the Riviera, because Primo Piatto, again,
yes,
this is a destination, right? This is a place you have to go eat during your stay, even if you're not staying at either of these hotels, because it's a hop, skip, and a jump on the Skyliner from your Hollywood studios. If you're the Art of Animation or Pop Century, jump on it. And it's really nice because actually that day the news broke about the mobile shopping, shop on your own. And so I knew they're doing it, everything pops. I'm like, well, I got to get my souvenirs. I'll hop over to Pop Century. So does Skyline over, did that, Skyline back. Super easy. But over at the Riv, okay, so they have, and I haven't ever eaten at this place. We'll talk about Primo Piatto in a second. But Pam, have you gotten it's like at the Coronado Springs at the Cafe Rick's there in the corner where they have all the like good looking pastries right on the corner where you can't resist yourself. They have that situation going on at the Riviera, the little pastry counter. Have you dined there?
Yes. And I will say, first of all, they have a really small selection, and it's basically probably no more than like, I don't know, 6 or 7 pastries items right there in the counter. And it has coffee. And in the evening, it also has some wine, beer, I think some mixed drinks even. But those pastries are little works of art. They truly, truly are. Like, think of, the movie in France where the kids have their faces up against
the wall. I love that
pastry shop. Yes, it's like that. They are very little tiny works of art, and they're so good on top of it. They don't just look good. They taste good. And they always have a sort of seasonal offering. So it's exciting and enticing. You sort of walk past it and you see these things. I hope they have a really big refrigerator in the back, because they can only display like 4 or 5 of them. They keep loading them in through the day. I know. So the coffee's good there. It's just this little place like you would find in Europe, a little coffee shop. And I love it.
And it's not like just drip coffee. Like it's definitely lattes and stuff like that. Like that's what I had made, was a latte for myself. And so it takes that whole Riviera theme, French, Italian theme right there. It really takes it, because you're getting like real good coffee, not just like a drip thing, which is awesome for us fancy people like me.
Well, I mean, you could grab that little pastry and eat it in the lobby, because the lobby's beautiful. I mean, it smells good. It smells clean. I mean, it just smells fancy. I don't know how to describe it, but it does. It smells fancy to me. Doesn't smell like Pirates of the Caribbean. So, you can have it there, but also you can go down just a little hallway as you're going to your left, as you're kind of looking out towards Caribbean Beach, out the big windows. There's that little library room that has, because it's a DVC resort. So it's got like the board games, kind of like a little study, Pam. And I think there's a lot of Walt touches in here. So I think a Disney fan, you need to, even if you're going to Primo Piatto, you're just coming over to grab a burger, some awesome fries, what have you. I would encourage you just to check that out. There's lots of cool artwork too in the hallways.
Yeah, those are the things that you need to do. You need to stop by that library, because there are not only books, but little just mementos that are part of the Walt Disney World history, the theme park history, Walt. all of that. You're going to want to see those things, but absolutely check out the artwork too, because there is some spectacular artwork at the Riviera. And I think it's just, that was one of the things. This whole resort was inspired by Walt's travels to Europe. And so the artwork is absolutely going to be a part of it. So make sure you stop by to see those. There's some great, just unique images. There's different castle images. You'll see all kinds of different things there. It's worth checking out. And then the other thing you need to do is make sure that you stop sort of in that plaza that the lobby overlooks. You can do bocce. There's some awesome swings there. Again, it just feels very European-like, and just to have this big open space in which to do a few things.
There's a large chess set too that you can.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how to play chess. I don't know how to play. Well, actually, I've never played bocce because it's not a big thing around here. But my last morning, that Sunday morning, we were checking out, and I got done with my stuff before Scott and all them, and I just walked over and checked out. I set my stuff down to Bell Services. I was meeting them for breakfast over at Piatto. I've lost the name of it.
Piatto,
the PP. So I didn't want to order, so I just grabbed one of those. I grabbed one of those swings, right? And I just sat there on a Sunday morning. I was in Florida. It's freezing back home. It's perfect for December. Like, it was nice and comfortable. I was in shorts and a long sleeve shirt, sitting on the swing, watching a family play bocce ball. And then he explained, like, the little white cue ball is actually it's a girl's name, right? What's it called?
It's a Polina. Polina.
No, he told me it was like a girl's name. I think he's telling me some false information. It was like a Tracy or a Cindy or something like that.
What? No.
He had a name.
Well,
it was a girl's name. It was like a, oh God, what was it? I guess, well, it's a Polina, I guess. I bet he told me it was something else. Anyway, you just got to get closest in how it works. But it was interesting because this family was having just a blast playing bocce. And you know what? I bet you when they were planning the trip, they never talked about playing bocce ball. And I bet you 2 weeks later, one of the things probably on top of their list was that morning playing bocce ball. I would guess.
Okay, Mike, it's definitely a Polina. So
Tracy or Cindy or
maybe you thought he said Paulina, but it's Polina. Polina.
That was it. He said it was a Paulina or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's like a girl's name.
Nope.
No, it is not, but it is the Polina. Yes. Palino.
See, the things you learn just by listening to this show, and you learn how stupid I am because I'll buy anything.
It's called Cindy. What? No.
Oh my God. I was like, dude, I'm not kidding. It was a girl's name. Because he did. He said it's like the girl's name. That was what he told me. So I was like, cue ball. Anyway, so Primo Piatti. They have a great burger. The Riviera burger's outstanding. It is not on the menu right now, but I did get the bacon cheeseburger. Rocking. That thing was really good for lunch with those fries that are what are they? The Parmesan encrusted.
Yes.
Dude, those things should be illegal.
I know, right? I don't even like French fries, and those fries are amazing. So
they're like a controlled substance. They're so good. Also, they have a great. I ate there a lot, so I had the ham and cheese sandwich for lunch. That thing is rocking. But then Scott's like, "Oh no, here's Scott. I got that because of course you got a mobile or everything." He's like, "Good choice. You got the ham and cheese sandwich." He's like, "But you got to have that thing for breakfast." I'm like, "Oh yeah, ham and cheese sandwich for breakfast sounds good." He's like, "It has an egg on top of it, and on top of the sandwich, it has cheese." I was like, "Right." I got it the last morning. Oh my gosh, that's one of the best breakfast items ever. It's a little, I think we already talked about this on one of the shows, but yeah, get that breakfast ham and cheese sandwich with the egg. Just telling you, life changing. Mm-hmm. All right. So any other favorites from dining? I know Topolino's Terrace, one of the only character options at this point. Beautiful view. I haven't been there yet. So Bricky, you have.
I have.
Yeah. Go ahead real quick on it. We've talked about that a lot, but go ahead and touch on that.
We have, and I hope to goodness that they bring my steak back eventually, because that was the best steak I've ever had. It was just so good for breakfast. But Topolino's Terrace, they have a character meal right now. The characters are not able to greet you necessarily. Like, you can't get
fly by meet and greet.
Yeah, it's the fly by meet and greet. Yeah. And you can take selfies that way, but no getting up and hugging them. But it's still a great option for, if you are looking for a character meal. So that's good. But the menu, like we've said, it's definitely been a little pared down, which makes me very, very sad. I'm just see if I can pull up the menu while we're talking here, but they have some really, really fancy, delicious items that, I think, at least for breakfast, are things you wouldn't necessarily think of. But they are definitely, I can't find their menu right now, so it's not pulling up. Oh, there we go. I got it. Ooh, that's one of the waitlist ones too. Did you know that they have waitlist for Topolino's Terrace now? Yes. So for breakfast, they have the quiche gaire, the 2 eggs any style, the wild mushroom scramble, the sour cream waffle, smoked salmon, and the fruit plate. So all good things there. Breakfast is $42 as of right now. For dinner, it's an a la carte thing. So they have things like a tomahawk veal chop, braised lamb shank, filet mignon. They have classic soul. I can't pronounce that word. They have escargot. They have herb fettuccine. They have a beets berriogue. Mike, I don't know. They had beets
back in the day, a few years back.
Yes. Root bisque. So if you're looking for parsnip, celery root, as soup, there you go. That's an option for you. So anyway, they have a lot of great options here. Again, it's a little higher end options, but they all sound really delicious. Minus maybe the beet thing. I'm not in on.
I would just go for the fettuccine.
Yeah, of course.
So Pam, this place beautiful. I mean, is it a destination in itself? It looks like it. Because I ran every morning, and you could look up, like as I was running the one way, I could look up and see the ceiling of the Topolino's with the lights on the ceiling. It looked awesome from there.
It has really unique lights, and the other great thing about this location is that it has a beautiful rooftop bar that has just great views of the Skyliner, of the resort and pool area. Of course, you can see over to Caribbean Beach. Love this location, and it is stunning. And every time we've eaten at this restaurant, I feel like we have really good service. Like the staff is there. They go out of their way to make sure that you love what you're having and you have a great experience. So we love dining there. We just, we think it's a great location.
So one of the things I think is kind of a hidden gem outside of like, you got great dining at the Riviera, which I don't think a lot of people consider. I think the word will get out as we start returning to travel. And this is, I'll be honest, like when they built the Riviera, I was not excited about this hotel. I'm like, it's a big white, multi-story building. I was like, it's not going to be me, man. And I think it's one of those things you got to get over there to look at it yourself and experience it before you make a judgment. Cause I was just like, it's a big white hotel with like an RR on it.
Mm-hmm.
Boring, because it's not like a Polynesian, it's not a pop, they all have kind of their thing, but God, now that I've been there, I love it. Anyway, so the pools, I think they're kind of overlooked. I mean, Pam, you stayed at both, and I think Caribbean Beach, that pirate themed pool, feature pool, and all the little quiet pools in all the villages, but that's a great pool, there. And then the Riviera's pool is just amazing. There's actually a couple of them that look really cool.
It is. So I think that the Caribbean Beach actually has a stunning kids pool area. It is, like Mike said, sort of fashioned after a pirate ship. It's actually one of the first resorts to get this sort of new hybrid sort of kids play area, splash zone kind of thing. And it's really, really worth checking out. I think kids really enjoy being here. It's just fun. On top of it, there is the regular feature pool there at Caribbean Beach, which is fashioned after the Spanish galleon. Again, it's really impressive, and it's a large pool area as well. So make sure you check that out. I love the little quiet pools that are available at each island in a section of the Caribbean Beach too. So again, if you're looking for great pools, Caribbean Beach is a good choice. Riviera as well has both a quiet pool and then a featured pool as well. The quiet pool is just quiet, but there's something about it. It almost feels sort of like it's themed, and it's sort of, there are sort of like all these bushes and trees around it. So you can't really see it.
Yeah, it's the one you see actually before you see the other one. I think if you're just visiting from the Skyliner and you're like, dang, that is a fancy pool deck.
Right? It is too. And then the main feature pool there at Riviera is also really impressive too. It's a big pool area too. So lots of great choices here. If you're looking for good pools, check out both of these resorts. They're a good choice.
They both have the dump feature, like the big water bucket that fills up slowly, and then because that used to freak Mallory out when she was a kid. She hated those things. I guess most kids probably do, right?
Oh no, I loved them.
Did you?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I would watch it and I would see it fill up.
Anticipation. You're like,
yes, that anticipation. I'd see it starting to tip, and I'd be like running on over, going, yes. So yeah, I love the dump. Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember my first marathon in 2015. We stayed at Caribbean Beach. We had Mallory down. Gosh, she would have been kind of old. I mean, that's 5 years ago. She's 12, 7. Maybe it was another trip before that, but I just remember she got hit by that thing and it was like just meltdown city. She did not like, no, it would have been before that because she was little. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she was not a fan. But I think the one over at the Riviera is like Dumbo on top, right? It's an elephant. Is that Dumbo? I think it's an elephant.
No, it's from Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hippopotamus, maybe? I don't know. I was running past it. Great place for runners. Great place to run around these two hotels. You just go around the lagoon. Oh my gosh, it's flat as a pancake. You get to see people. You get to run under palm trees and around the Riviera where it's all fancy. You get to see the Skyliner in the morning. There's a little pedestrian bridge you can go under to get back to Trinidad over at Caribbean Beach. It is a great place. I loved running at the Riviera. I loved it. And also one of the kind of hidden features over at Caribbean Beach, hopping back over there, they have an amazing playground, which is kind of on its own island. I think it's called Caribbean Key, right there. And it's also a great shortcut if you're staying like in Jamaica and you want to head over to the food court. I mean, Pam, that's a some people may stay there and not even know it exists, right? Yeah. It's a cool
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. We use that bridge a lot on our last day there too, because we actually were sort of across from the center town area where all the that food and other stuff is. So we use that all the time, and it's really convenient. It really helped cut the resort sort of in half. You don't have to go the whole way around to get there. So check out that area. That's also where they do the movies Under the Stars too. So
it's almost like it's kind of like a mini like Tom Sawyer Island, because it's like a playground where kids can burn off their energy, but it's its own little, and the thing is, there are like little sections to it too. Like you might be on like one playground part, but then if you come back out to the little path and then go down a little bit, there's another like little playground thing. There's probably 3 or 4 different sections.
It's big. It is. It's a big area.
And last thing is, I was running around and I was thinking about, because I stayed in Martinique and that worked out great for me. Building 25 was awesome. But if I had to like pick, and I had to guess, Aruba was kind of in a prime spot there because you could easily get on the Riviera Skyliner station. It's really situated between the two stations. It's also right across from Old Port Royal, across from the water. But again, you could use that little bridge to get across through the playground and you're there. So I didn't stay there. Now, again, all Jamaica's really close to the Skyliner station for Caribbean Beach, which gets you kind of in the center of the action. Anywhere you stay is a pretty good spot. But I think if I had to pick, I might go Aruba. I don't know. Because it's right there by the Riviera station, not too far from Caribbean Beach. So anyway, just kind of some fun resort talk. We wanted to talk about resorts. We love talking about that. Hope you enjoyed even if you're not heading down to either one of these resorts, a little mental break to think about palm trees and, ham, cheese sandwiches with eggs on top. Nothing wrong with that on a Friday, right? Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed today's show. Give us some feedback on Twitter, or Instagram. If you stayed at one of these hotels, what's your favorite thing? What did we leave out? What would be a good tip for somebody? And again, this Sunday night, give us a call, Holiday Tradition Show, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, YouTube and Facebook. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to get you in a nice 1-bedroom, deluxe studio. We didn't even talk about this. Riviera has a very special unit. It's called the Tower Studio, 2-person room. Now you do have to sleep standing up, and it is a closet. No, just kidding. It's not. Actually, we had a trip report just a few weeks back with a listener who stayed at one of these, and she loved it. She said plenty of room.
Awesome. That's good to know.
Yeah, I know. You know what I think it was probably akin to is like an inside stateroom on
probably
maybe probably bigger than that. I'm sure it is, but it's probably very efficient. Probably no wasted space. But lots of stuff. So if you want to stay at the Riviera, Caribbean Beach, wherever you'd like to stay, great deals right now for early 2021. Just drop by the magicforless.com, fill out the quote form, and we'll be taking great care of you here in the end of 2020. Also, don't forget, you can use our Amazon affiliate link as you do your online shopping this holiday season. It sure helps us out a lot. Just click through beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And again, a huge shout out to our patrons. You guys have been awesome here in the second half of 2020, carrying the show. I appreciate you, each and every one of you, so very much. And if you'd like some extra content like Mike in the Midwest, just go over to patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give us a follow on the social media, Instagram and Twitter @beourguestpod and @beourguestmike. And of course, subscribe to the show over on YouTube and Facebook, so you know when we go live, we'll be ding right there on your smart device. All right, we're going to get out of here, and we'll be back again Sunday night for Holiday Traditions live call-in. I hope you will take the time to join us. And if not, we'll be back together on Monday with another great trip report. So for Pam and Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All righty.
Yay.
Yay.
Dog is like attacking me. Hey, Riley.
Oh, my.
All righty. Well, I guess we will do it again on Monday.
Same time, same place.
I will not be here on Monday. Just letting you know.
Where are you going?
St. Louis.
What are you doing here?
Seeing my in-laws.
Oh, Christmas in Jeff City?
Yeah, pretty much. So,
hey, if you're going to be here, come to the house.
I really don't have time to do that, unfortunately. Yeah. We either have to record on Tuesday or we have to record early since it's the Christmas one.
Yeah, we do need to do that. We'll figure it out. I won't figure it out tonight. But yeah, we'll email each other, text.
Yeah. So we will either have to
pretty much wide open, so I'm not going anywhere.
I mean, I'm working from home now, so if you want to do it during the week this week, I can do that too. I can't do it on Monday for sure. So
it'll be that way.
Because that's when I fly in and I will miss it. So yeah.
Man, we'll do it without her.
Yeah, I mean, that's your Christmas present. You don't have to know what's happening.
We'll do it someday this week. Like, let's chat about that.
Okay.
So,
all right.
All right.
All
yes.
Right. See you guys.
Okay. All right. See you.
Bye. Bye. Where is that Christmas music? Is that 54 minutes? All right, everybody. Have a good week. We'll talk to you soon. See you Sunday night. Please be there Sunday night. Give us a call.